Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, we've been hearing about it forever, and now Chip and Joanna Gaines, their new network, is getting ready to launch, and they're giving folks a preview of what to expect. Then, speaking of my cable favorites, Robert Irvine from Restaurant Impossible will join us live with a sneak peek at his new show called The Globe.
Okay.
And too much fun for one show.
I'll be here all day.
What you didn't see from our live extravaganza at Parade Stadium yesterday, including Kendall's home run performance.
Bye, Kendall.
See you later. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, St. Paul. Good morning, Matamidai. Good morning, St. James. And good morning to you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Raising Cane's Employee of the Month, my favorite chicken finger, Kendall Mark, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning.
Would you like toast with that?
Do you enjoy the Raising Cane's?
Not really. Do they do ads on our show?
No, I like them, but
Yeah.
people give babies to get in line.
Yes.
They give away babies.
I don't get it.
I like them because I like a good chicken finger. But my goodness, people just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the Raising Cane's.
I know. I mean, lovely.
I get it. Yes, I get it. I like it.
Yeah.
I just, wow.
Not
Anyway.
at that camp. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the show. Hey, let's say hello to our audience today. We kind of have a full house. I love it. Please say hello to Kim, Ashley, Deanna, and Nancy. Good morning, ladies. Kim, let's start with you. Where are you from, Kim? Are you muted? Kim, are you muted? Kim, press the mute button. There we go, Kim. There you go. Where are you from, Kim? Okay. There we go. Let's move to... Oh, Nancy
I'm
is...
from Red Wing.
Oh, Red Wing. There we go. There we go. You're from Kendall's hometown of Red Wing. Don't forget, Kim, if you go to select gas stations and say, you know Kendall, you get a free candy bar from the judge. Let's go to Nancy. Nancy, where are you from?
I'm from Coon Rapids.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome to the show. And then, Deanna, you're from New Hope, right?
Yep.
Now, Deanna, I heard that you saw me in person, but you didn't want to say hi. What's up with that?
Saw you at Betty and Earl's and just got intimidated.
Oh, no, don't. I mean, I am a little shy, but please, if you see me, say hi. And well, thank you for going over there. I appreciate it. And Ashley, you're from Inver Grove Heights, right?
I am, yeah.
And you love, I see here, you love two of my favorites, Carol Burnett and Julie Andrews. Am I right on that?
You are very correct.
You know what? A little bit later, I won't do it now. Remind me, Ashley, maybe toward the end of the show, I have a great Julie Andrews story when I met her, and I'll tell you that a little bit later, okay?
Will do.
Okay, ladies, stick around. We'll be having fun with them the rest of the hour. Speaking of fun, thank you guys so much for watching. All of you that came down yesterday for our live show at Parade Stadium in Minneapolis. It was all part of Mary and Mim Davies' Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. And we've been making fun of it for 2 months. So as a reward, she sent our show there. But no, it was great. We had a giant audience. We showed up Ian Leonard. And that's all we needed to do. We just wanted, right, Kendall?
Yep.
We wanted a bigger crowd than Ian Leonard and his crocodile pants get
Fancy pants.
at night, and we did it.
Yep.
We did it. Look at that. They were. Wasn't it great, Kendall? Being in front of an audience. It was our first time in 16 months.
Yeah, it was such a foreign concept almost at first. It was like, oh wow, there's people clapping. It's not just a button.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
People actually laugh at our jokes.
Yeah.
And it's not just Jeff fake laughing just to make us feel good.
Right. Even
Yeah.
if you were fake laughing, don't tell us.
Don't tell us. Hey, we want to say thank you again to Aaron Schwab. Roll it, Leo, a little bit more from our fantastic musical opening. This thing is just it's popping on our social medias. And thanks to the kids, thanks to Aaron. Aaron gave shout outs. I mean, she had people arrange this. Jeff Orcutt wrote it. People wanted to know, Jeff took Oklahoma and rewrote it. So I think Jeff missed his calling. I think it's Lin-Manuel Orcutt over there. But no, thanks to everyone involved. I can't think of a more fun open to our show. And Aaron, she's the best.
She is the best. And she brought a lot of those students with her, and they were just so excited to be there, and it was so cool to see them in person. It's like, you guys are great.
They were so nice. Yeah, so thanks to the kids, thanks to Aaron, thanks to all of you. And before we do the hot dish, being in front of an audience, you know, it was one of the things we wanted to do with this show. And the company, I said this off air yesterday, the company wasn't real sure 6 years ago. Fox didn't really have a system in place to have a studio audience, but we pushed for it. And it really does make a difference. It does. And we remembered that yesterday. So the bosses are working on bringing the studio audience back. When it happens, I'm just going to say when. No longer if. When it happens, we'll let you know. Because yesterday, Stella got her groove back. So, yeah. Let's get started, everybody. Roll it, Leo. Let's get to the hot dish. Here we go.
Nibble, too.
I nibbled, too. I'm a little full today.
Wow.
I'm tired, too. The flight sleepness is catching up to me.
I feel that. It happens.
I've mispronounced every word on the radio show. We'll see how this show goes. First up, a shakeup for the Real Housewives of New York could be on the horizon, and apparently all blank is breaking loose behind the scenes. According to the Daily Mail, cast changes are coming. Not just little changes. We're hearing big changes are coming, and the women are freaking out. This comes as the latest episode was the lowest rated episode in franchise history. Now filming for the reunion has been postponed, and shooting for next season won't begin until 2022. Among the rumors, none of the women like each other. Ebony K. Williams reportedly wants Ramona demoted to a friend. I don't believe that, but you can't blame Ebony for everything. But earlier reports indicated she wasn't going anywhere. Ramona was staying put. This season is focused a lot on social justice, which has been a bone of contention. Here's the deal. Obviously very important. But I think for the audience of the Real Housewives franchise, they look upon that show as an escape. Right or wrong, they look upon it as an escape. So when they're inundated with reality, and reality, I get it, it is for the casual viewer perhaps a turnoff. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but I believe that is why, because it is. It's been the focus of a lot of episodes. And when I think of the Real Housewives of New York, I think of Scary Island. You know, I think of goofy drama, you know? That's why I watch.
That's why we talk about that with this all the time. Just because we don't talk about things that are very important and present doesn't mean that they don't mean anything to us. We just know that you don't come here looking for that. Because you want to escape. You want to be joyful for an hour.
Yes.
Same thing that you're saying about this.
And make some cast changes.
Yes.
Please.
I think I agree with Jason. I don't watch the show. I agree.
No, just agree with me.
I agree. I like my job.
Make some changes. Some changes need to happen. Read between the lines.
What are the lines? Color wheel or a fan?
It's a color. It's a fan. A little rainbow.
Oh, a Pride fan.
It's a little drama fan when I'm feeling sassy.
Okay.
Next in the dish, remember the days when A-listers would welcome us into their massive homes? Remember that? Well, here's a clip.
That's where it all go down there, where we create all the musical madness that we do. It's the Wall of Fame. Every gangbang homie I got come through here and sign the wall. Some of them still alive, some of them in jail for life, some of them still on the streets. But this is what we represent right here, this gangster rap thing. And that's my dog killer, rest in peace, Don Corleone. He hung himself, and that was my dog who I loved the most. Yeah, y'all, this is the backyard in the wonderful world of Doggyland. This is a little patio area right here where, you know, the players like to kick it. The jacuzzi, the swimming pool. Right now, I'm the best swimmer, but my Uncle Junebug think he can outswim me. He's 60 years old. Now look at my dogs, they're gonna show out for you. Hey, Daddy. Hey. This is my dog, White Boy, right here. Hi, White Boy. Hi, Whitey. Well, he look like Gray Boy right now, because he ain't clean.
That is, of course, MTV Cribs. It debuted more than 20 years ago And it's ready for a comeback. MTV announced it's going to revive the show. Some of the celebs that will be given tours of their cribs include Big Sean, Johnny Weir, Snooki, Tia Mowry, and Kathy Griffin. Cribs had 113 episodes, and the new season will return in August. By the way, Fox 9 is going to be doing a local version of that, and in the first episode, it'll be Sven Sundgaard, Don Shelby, and Colleen Needles.
Wow.
No, they're not going to come into my house. No,
They
no one
shan't
wants to
be
see
coming
that.
to my
They don't
house.
want. No one wants to see where I live. I'm just kidding. Fox 9 is not doing that show.
No,
I'm
we're
just
not
joking.
doing that show.
That'd be great. Sven would be like, "Come on in. Here's my tank top collection. Here's my running shorts collection." I love Sven. He's my buddy. But if you see him out in public, he's either
That's how you see
shirtless,
him.
wearing a tank top, or wearing shorts.
That's how Jason met him.
I'm jealous. I wish I looked like Sven. I wouldn't wear clothes if I looked like Sven.
It's true.
Much different show. By the way, this is what the show would look like. Would cover everything. I would need a bigger fan.
We would need a feathery, beautiful fan to cover all the things.
Maybe this size will be just fine. Maybe, perhaps. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. So much fun is still ahead. Next, it is one of my all-time favorite shows on cable, Restaurant Impossible. And its star, Robert Irvine, is joining us for the very first time to talk about his new show, The Globe. Then, two more of my favorites, my buddies, Liz Winstead and Madeline Smithberg. Together, these two comedy legends are going to tell us all about co-creating The Daily Show and, of course, their rightful place in late-night history. And what you didn't see yesterday. We're recapping our fun-filled day at Parade Stadium, complete with some never-before-seen footage. That and more when we return.
A handsome man has climbed through a window in the rain to...
And who is she?
And to a young woman named Davy, who's the star of Never Have I Ever,
Okay.
who is a funny Indian nerd.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jim?
I just wanted to say thank you for all your help. It felt so good to finally do something well in school.
Paxton was soaking wet, and he used the adverb well instead of the adjective good. He had never been hotter.
So, are you here to study? Or...
No.
I gotta ask you about that narrator.
Yes.
That is a surprising narrator to have for this young South Asian teenage girl going through these moments of growth. Who is that actually doing the narration?
That is tennis legend John McEnroe.
How?
And so I just reached out to John McEnroe and said, hey, do you want to be the inner voice of a nerdy Indian girl? And he said yes. He just loves it, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Kendra? No. An unlikely narrator from Mindy Kaling's new teenage comedy drama, Never Have I Ever, on Netflix. Have you watched that?
I haven't. I was just really distracted by how beautiful her dress was.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
Speaking of Netflix, and I'm sure Ted's watched it.
Yes.
Have you seen Sex Life, that show?
It's like it just keeps popping up.
It's everywhere.
What is it?
Well, and I guess there's like a nude scene that everyone's talking about.
Like back when Bridgerton had a nude scene and everybody talked about it?
Yeah, this is the other side, though.
Oh.
If you catch my meaning.
Oh.
I did that
gotta
wrong.
work
That
on
wasn't
that.
dramatic, was it?
No, you got.
I flipped it. Wrong hand. The wrong. Oh, I'm doing
and
the
you're
wrong.
on the wrong
oh,
side.
I'm doing it. There we go. That's how you do it.
RuPaul would be
Very
aghast
good. Yeah,
if
I
you.
know. Madonna would be too. Anyway, more late night. Cecily Strong was on with Fallon last night. She just earned her second Emmy nomination for her work on SNL, and in particular, her impression of one famous Fox News host. Look at this.
Everyone loves you, but dude, Janine Pirro.
Very fun. But she loves me the most.
But you going into the giant box of wine,
Yeah.
singing My Way, and just whipping wine at Colin Jost.
Why not? Colin loves it more than anyone. I've never seen anything like it.
You know what's great though? It looks like it's so much fun that you're having out there. It's a secret to the whole thing.
I mean, and it's like, you can tell them, and fine, if I'm going to do Puro again, I need to, well, I barfed wine last time, so I should get in a tub of wine this time.
You'll top
And then they're
yourself.
like, oh, you know, Richie's like, okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
You
Richie,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, even like the safety guy at some point said to me beforehand, he was like, okay, I've tested getting into the grapefruit juice. And I kept going, why grapefruit juice? What does that even look like? And I think it was grape juice, so that was a weird thing anyway.
That sticks
I was
in your
like,
head? You're
have
like-
you been throwing grapefruit juice in your eyes? And he kept saying, don't open your eyes in the grapefruit juice. It stings. And I was like, what do you think I'm going to be doing in this?
Yeah. She's starring in the upcoming Apple TV Plus musical comedy called Schmigadoon. Schmigadoon, with Alan Cumming and Kristen Chenoweth. I saw the preview for that.
What do you think?
It reminds me of a show that didn't last very long on ABC called Daisies, Pressing Daisies. Pushing Daisies, thank you. Give that man a $20 bill. Yeah, Pushing Daisies on ABC. Reminds me a little bit of that, the look of it. Don't know how I feel about it though.
Can I be honest? It kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
The preview did?
Yeah.
Well, the
I think it's
name
the color.
Schmigadoon gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's okay. I have a weird thing. You know, people have things.
Yeah.
This weird thing with that certain tone or color of that they lay over. I don't like it, and I don't know what it is about it. Something must have happened in my childhood, but
Something.
I don't like it.
We'll examine that later. Next in the dish, Amazon is dipping into the TV vaults and adding to its TV library. This is cool. The streamer has inked a deal to license some classic Norman Lear shows. All in the Family, right there. The Jeffersons, Good Times, One Day at a Time, Different Strokes, among others. Oh, there's Isabel Sanford. Oh my goodness. This is, every list has the Jeffersons as one of the best theme songs. And they're right. It's so good. Anyway, some will be available on Prime Video and others will be available soon on the ad-supported IMDb TV. Norman Lear, by the way, turned 99. Turns 99 later this month. This is great because a lot of these shows, you could find them in various places, but not kind of all together. And some, you couldn't get all the seasons, and some you could get like maybe one season. This is good. It's just one big deal. Two streamers all together.
I watched a lot of those on, was it Nickelodeon's Late at Night? Or
Nick at Night.
Nick at Night.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched all of those on that. It was so fun.
Hey, you want to know something? I'm so old, I watched them when they were in the original run and not on Nick at Night.
Well, they were good either way.
Okay. Our first guest is the host of one of my favorite, I'm not going to call it a guilty pleasure. It's just a pleasure. I watch it constantly on Discovery Plus, Restaurant Impossible. Now Robert Irvine has a new show taking chefs on a food trip around the world. Look at this.
Behind me is a screen designed to do just one thing. Transport talented chefs and you to the greatest food destinations on Earth.
Welcome to Oaxaca City, Mumbai, India.
Oh my God!
Paris, France.
Oh, whoa. At each stop, they'll have to deal with all new ingredients and equipment.
Here goes nothing.
Please work, please work.
That is a clip from the new show, The Globe. Premiering this weekend on the uber successful Discovery Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one of my favorite human beings, Robert Irvine. Good morning, Robert.
Jason, what's up? What's up?
Okay, Robert. Now, I've never had you on the show. I love you. I always try to start with a compliment, and here's the compliment. I do, every time I watch Restaurant Impossible, which is most days, I imitate you in the open when you bust through the wall. Would you like to hear it?
I want to hear it.
Let's get to work. Pretty good, huh, Robert?
It's not bad for an English accent. It's not bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have set envy with this show, The Globe. I kind of touched on the premise. Tell the folks how it works, Robert.
Well, it's a great competition show, taking chefs around the world without leaving an arena and taking the viewer. We have 4 chefs that compete in 3 rounds. They get an opportunity to, try all this amazing food. They don't know where they're cooking. It could be Addis Ababa, it could be Paris, Mumbai, Beijing, Tel Aviv, Accra, Ghana. They won't know until I tell them. They won't know the ingredients they're going to cook with or the time they have to cook it. And then there's another kicker. Oh, they don't know the equipment either. So it's brand new. Nobody's ever done this. We've got a resident judge, Daniela Soto Inez, who's an amazing chef in her own right. And every country we visit will have a guest judge. It could be Dominic Crenn, Eric Ajapan, Brisha Lopez, all amazing chefs. And when the chefs walk into the arena, the executive chefs that are cooking, I mean, it's like a conniption. They're like, oh my goodness, they're legends in their own right. So it's a very unique competition, very exciting, because I've never used half of the ingredients that I've seen on this show. So it's an education for me, the viewer, and the chefs.
Much to our joy as viewers, there are so many food-type shows, and you're involved in more than a few of them. What is it conceptually about this, about the Globe, Robert? What little thing about it, now that you've taped a few, is your favorite element, is your favorite kind of hook?
Well, I think that the screen that takes you into the bird's eye view of the actual locations, the ingredients, and, you know, I wanted to create a show, Jason, that was, you know, in these times of divisiveness, that food is the uniter of people and kind of the equalizer. And that's what this show is about, taking people and showing them foods from around the world that they're not used to. No other show does that on television, I can assure you, let alone the screen, the bird's eye view, and the equipment these folks have. You know, how many people eat grasshoppers?
Yeah.
Well, they do in Oaxaca, Mexico, but now we're having chefs that are not used to this, or you know, cassava, or, you know, ingredients that they're not used to, cooking a meal in 30 minutes to impress a judge without having any knowledge of the ingredients. And I think the education piece of the guest judges that are showing me and the viewer about their unique ingredients. So I think it's very exciting. I wanted to do this show because I believe that if we put, you know, every head of state of the free world around a table, take their national dish, take one bite, pass it to the right, we wouldn't have half the problems that we do in this world. And food is that denominator.
We sadly have to go, but I will end how I began with a compliment and a request. Please don't ever end Restaurant Impossible. Please, I beg you, don't ever end Restaurant Impossible.
And I hope that we never do, because it's such an amazing show of helping people. And Dave Zavlov loves it, Kathleen Finch and Courtney White. So hopefully, and the viewer does, obviously. So let's hope we continue.
Robert, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, my friend. Continued success.
Thanks, Jason. Take care.
Thank you. The Globe is available to stream on Discovery Plus starting Saturday. Let's get to work. I love it. It is that show. We all have it, don't we, audience? We all have that show that maybe we put on in the background.
Yes.
Or I call it a pacer show. Mm-hmm. Like when you're watching something but you just need something light, we watch an episode, because there's 28 bazillion seasons. Let's talk to the audience. Anybody, ladies? I always hate putting people. Does anybody watch Restaurant Impossible in the group? Anybody? Oh,
I have.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. What did you think of my Robert Irvine impression? Not bad, huh, ladies?
Not bad.
Okay. Oh, not bad. Oh, not bad.
Bad.
Yeah,
Just being very nice about it.
It's so good. It is just. It's so. And I cry because when he helps these families in these struggling restaurants, and he literally is changing lives. It just puts you in a good mood. Thank you, ladies. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Have you ever watched Restaurant Impossible?
I haven't, but it does sound good. I like.
Oh,
it's
so. It's just an easy premise. Go watch it. Discovery Plus. We're going to take a break. Liz Winstead and Madeline Smithberg. That's right. They co-created The Daily Show. They're joining me live together when we come back. Welcome back to the show. The little program. Well, our next guest changed TV. They really did. I'm a dramatic person, but that's the truth. They changed television when they co-founded The Daily Show 25 years ago, which would go on to launch the careers of so many. They're getting the gang back together to talk about, well, you know, the good old days. Please welcome back my friend and my ex-wife, Liz Winstead and Madeline Smithberg, everybody. Hello, ladies.
Hi, Jason.
Why? Because Madeline's your wife?
Yeah,
I didn't know that we got divorced, Jason.
No, you didn't, Madeline. He divorced me to marry you. It's a whole problem.
That's right. Yeah, Madeline, you didn't know. Liz and I were married. Then I divorced Liz, and then I married you.
Okay, great. But then you and I also have other spouses, but they're fine with it because it makes us happy.
It does. And I'm also gay, which is a whole fun equation.
That's a whole other thing.
It's a whole other
I feel like no one's asking me how I feel.
Can you?
I think the holidays are going to get really interesting.
They are. I'm so glad. I just realized this, ladies. The three of us know each other independently, but I said we've never had you two together on the show.
Right.
I know.
I love it.
It's amazing.
It's so great.
I know it seems like a generic question, but I really am curious because, for me, I can't believe that this show has been on 7 years. When I said the 25-year line, does it seem like 25 years since The Daily Show premiered?
No, it seems like 5 minutes. And when I got the first alert, through LinkedIn, that Kira Klang was celebrating 25 years at The Daily Show, I dropped my phone and I was like, 25 years? It's the most mind-bending fact ever.
Liz,
Go ahead.
Liz, what was the origin? I always like a good, especially in the development of a TV show. What was the kernel of an idea, Liz, for The Daily Show?
I mean, the kernel of the idea was that Madeline and I were working together on the Jon Stewart syndicated show. That show got canceled. Our bosses went to Comedy Central, and they wanted to do a show that was on every day, right? And then they brought us in, and Madeline was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I'm like, yes, you do. This is my whole life is responding to the news. What are you talking about? You must. So she got talked into it by everybody. And then we went in, and basically we got to say the news at the time was there wasn't a lot of cable news. I think people forget that. There was only CNN. MSNBC came later in the month, and then October came Fox News. So we were sort of annoyed with how local news was just, if it bleeds, it leads, and that there was a million news magazines, and that the news wasn't doing its job to help inform people. And so Madeline and I were like, let's do a show that's not only just like some extension of Weekend Update, but that actually becomes a comedy show that operates like a news organization. And so that's what we did. We wanted to become them to shine a light on them.
Did they leave you alone? Did Comedy Central leave you? Because, I mean, Madeline, with Late Night and Letterman, I mean, you had to deal with NBC standards and
no, Doug Herzog, who was the president of Comedy Central, and Eileen Katz, who ran original programming, gave us a year on the air to figure out what we were, and we did not have to do a pilot. The only note they ever gave us, which we never listened to, was more pop culture. And other than that, like when I hired Stephen Colbert, somebody sent me a tape, said, this guy's great for your show. I watched the tape. I thought he was amazing. I said, when can he start? I didn't need to get network approval.
And that, for people that don't know the TV business, for the viewers, that doesn't happen, right, Liz? All right, ladies, that doesn't, you need approval to change the toilet paper in the bathroom.
Yeah, and probably like 15 people weighing in and giving you notes on how you should put the toilet paper in. Does it go over? Does it go under? Do you want 2-ply, 1-ply? Do you want some aloe in there? Wait, we're going to have a meeting. We'll decide. We can't decide. We're going to have an offsite. We'll get back to you. Meanwhile, you're sitting in the stall going, hello?
Hey, you're going to use it on your butt? We can't approve that.
Yeah, we can't. We didn't know.
Liz bringing it home. Boom. Liz, Madeline mentioned Colbert. I'm also curious, was there a face that came through your galaxy that you had that moment, Liz, where you watched maybe the tape or their first appearance and you went, wow, blank has it, that it thing?
I mean, just to refresh Madeline's memory, it was me that said, Colbert's on Good Morning America. and we got to get him because
I totally forgot that.
Yeah, he was on Good Morning America, and I was like, he is messing with them, and they don't know it. Madeline watched the tape, and she's like, get him to us immediately. And the wheels turned, and it happened. But I mean, Brian Unger for me was somebody who was the original correspondent. He's the person who was the architect of what is known now as the Daily Show correspondent, because he came from news. He was a producer and a correspondent at CBS News, and he's somebody who was really instrumental in setting the tone and setting the trajectory for that piece of the show. And just to really,
because Liz, remember what he was saying? He was so angry. He wanted to work at CBS News forever. He was my intern at Letterman, just completely accidentally and separately, but very related. But he was so furious at how television news was making stuff about themselves and just bringing ego into it, and the really like missing the point and letting people down. So he brought his vitriol into our kind of I always call like a potluck TV development, because we kept hiring brilliant people and they kept contributing as we were figuring out what we were doing, which is something you never, ever, ever would get to do.
No.
Yeah, and I want to say too that like that's why we're doing this special on Monday night, is because we've watched the Daily Show develop, but this group of people who actually made it happen have never been together to give you the story, the funny, the details. I mean, the scrappiness. Like what the Daily Show became more popular, therefore it got more resources and then it got more writers and producers. But when we started out, like I'm not going to tell you now because I want people to watch. We were a ragtag band of people. And Madeline and I made the decision because back in the day, when you were offered a job, it was like if you take a job in cable, the promise was you would have more creative freedom because the money was not great. You know, now cable is as good as network, and that's the thing. But like, so we made a decision that let's do this thing in cable so that we can have freedom. They gave us the freedom. And I have to say that between Madeline and I really pushing back with pop culture on the network and that freedom to develop that foundation of the show, you wouldn't be celebrating 25 years of The Daily Show had we not stepped up and said, we need to go this route because this is the way that we're going to really be able to sustain and last.
Absolutely.
It worked. And it was really, Jason, it was like a seismic, like a yoga adjustment, because we knew that we were in the realm of current events, and we knew that we were all passionate. Like everybody that worked there was a news junkie.
Yeah.
That was the only requirement, and that you had a good personality, because we knew that we were going to spend a lot of time with you. So we would just go for the fun ones.
Yeah.
And that's always been the way that I hire people, because I know I'm going to see them more than I see my friends and family, because of, you know, how hard we work in television. But I totally forgot what I was saying.
It's all right. Think about it in the break, because we got to take a break. So more with my ex-wives, current wives, when we come back. Madeline and Liz, when we come back.
Hi, I'm Madeline Smithberg.
And I'm Liz Winstead.
And we created The Daily Show.
Yes, we did. 25 years ago this very July. And together, we decided we wanted to do an epic reunion show where we could talk about all the dope stuff in a live stream on July 19th. These are the only people who can tell you the real backstory on how the best show about fake news that ever has been invented got started.
A show created by women before women were even allowed to parallel park without their husband's permission.
Is that true?
No.
Fake news. See, we're super good at it.
That's right. TV royalty right there, celebrating a big milestone next week. Liz Winstead and Madeline Smithberg join us again. They are the co-creators of The Daily Show. It is July 19th on Zoom. Rush tickets, rushtix.com. I couldn't wait for you guys to be back on, because as you guys both know, I love late night, and I devoured, and I mean devoured, the history of late night on CNN thank you both for taking part in that. And every time you came on or you two were mentioned, you would think that you were in my living room. I was like, look, it's Liz. Look, it's Madeline. Wasn't that well done, ladies?
Oh, so well done. You know, there was like a 2.5-year lag from when we were interviewed because of COVID. And when it finally aired, I kind of forgot totally what I had talked about and what it was. And I was so scared I said something that was going to be, you know, get me in trouble or somehow get somebody angry at me. And instead, all I could think of was, what was going on with my hair?
Same with me. I was like, what am I doing? What is this lighting? What is my makeup? Who is this person? I was like, I didn't even care what I said. I could have been, and I felt like I looked like the equivalent of being in the corner playing with my own poop.
No!
But having said that, Jason, the show was amazing.
It was amazing.
I mean, Bill Carter's a genius. Screen Productions is so good. They sent out great presents. We got popcorn machines. We got jelly beans in a fake TV remote. We got all kinds of things and snacks and mugs. And so it was a great show. No, the show was there were things I didn't know. And I thought they did a terrific job putting it together.
Yeah, I've watched each one, I think, twice or 3 times. And I politely, because I love you both, I politely disagree. I think you both looked amazing, if I can say.
Thank you.
Oh, and you both literally made the same gesture, by the way. That was a little frightening in different states. That was good.
Well, do you know, so we left off a little piece of the story, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The way that Liz and I met was she moved into my building in Chelsea in New York. And it was, 3 apartments in the building. She was my upstairs neighbor. And we started just hanging out a lot because we were great and we became instant buddies. And then I was doing the Jon Stewart show and we needed a segment producer. And all the segment producers I could find were good, but they didn't get the comedy as we needed. And Jon was frustrated. And one night, Liz and I are hanging out and I go, oh my God, do you want to be a segment producer? And so she came on the show, and then we went from being just neighbor friends to co-workers. And then when the show went down, that's how we, everything happened. So it was all New York real estate.
Yes,
Liz?
Liz?
But I must say that when Madeline hired me, and I was like, yes, and I had been transitioning my comedy from just doing sort of like observation and humor into politics. So I was doing a reinvention of audience. It was like a whole thing, right? And I really needed a job. But what Madeline didn't know is that I didn't know how to type, no idea how to type, never put my fingers on a keyboard. So Brian Unger, who we were just talking about earlier, I was dating him at the time, and I was like, Brian, you have to teach me how to type. So Madeline, you might not know this, but Brian snuck me into the offices and sat down and taught me the program that we worked on. So I never really learned how to type. I learned how to work that program and how to do like the intro and the segment notes on that computer, and I knew how to do that.
I do remember coming into your office once and seeing this and being a little bit retroactively shocked. But you did a great job, and no one ever knew. I remember you did a pre-interview with somebody. I can't remember who the comedian was.
Chris Tucker.
It was Chris Tucker, and he was hilarious. But he was like, it was muffled, and he talked really fast. And you came into my office after you did the pre-interview, and you said, I didn't understand a word.
He was in his car. And he was driving, and he was going in and out of the tunnel. And sometimes when you get celebrities, they give you like 5 seconds for the pre-interview. So you want to get everything. And I remember seeing John and saying, I really need to know what Chris Tucker wants to talk about because he's all over the place. He's got so much going on that I really need you to be clear with me on this. And I remember that so clearly, Madeline, walking into your office, practically sobbing, being like, I just was on the phone for 7 minutes with Chris Tucker, and I have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, more of these stories on the special. We have to go, but I'll end with this. On a professional level, you both are treasures. to television. You're a treasure to comedy. On a personal level, you know how I feel about the both of you. I adore both of you, and the fact that you come on my show makes me want to cry because I respect you two so much. So thank you so much.
Group hug, group hug.
If you want to hear more and see more of this dynamic, it's just going to be stories you've never heard before, and it's going to be awesome. So
And clips, lots of clips.
Clip.
And I would like to say, I'm going to do a shameless plug, but I'm doing my Zoom cooking classes. It's a really fun corporate events, family parties, happy hours. MattInTheKitchen.com. You won't regret it.
That's right.
But first tune in on Monday.
That's right. All the show, we got all the plugs. The Daily Show.
We got the plugs.
We got the plugs. The Daily Show reunion.
And the money goes to a great reproductive rights organization that I run. So
That's
it's
right.
A donation.
It's all for a good cause. Jason, thank you.
Thank you, guys. The Daily Show reunion is July 19th at 8 Central Time, and tickets are available through rushtix.com, and sign up for Madeline's live cooking shows, mattinthekitchen.com. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Well, we had so much fun yesterday at Parade Stadium in Minneapolis. It was great to have an audience again in person. Now, during one of the pieces where we went to that hitting cage or whatever,
Mission Fast Pitch.
Mission Fast Pitch, they only had time to show me hitting against that fast machine.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to show you.
No.
Until now. Roll it.
Come on. Okay. I'll be here all day.
Bye, Kendall. See you later.
Sorry.
She's gonna be here forever. She's gonna be here until like 5 o'clock tonight. I'll be at happy hour by the time she's done.
Is it getting a little
better?
Bye. Okay.
You were there and you were so into it. You like hurt yourself.
Well, I seriously haven't swung a bat in so long that you forget how much oblique muscle it takes.
Yeah.
I did it until we ran out of balls, and then we were picking up the balls, and I was like, oh, they're like all waiting for me to be done.
Yep.
I should go.
Yeah, they had things to do.
Things to do.
They had things to do. And we do too. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We just found out Floor Director Tyler's leaving us. He's going to open a line of nail salons or something. So
Maybe he plays soccer all day.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just can't control the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay connected with us on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for Jason Show TV and our personal accounts as well. Search for Kendall Mark and just my name, Jason Matheson. We're going to say goodbye to the audience and wrap things up right after this. Back in a moment. Got to say goodbye to the ladies. Welcome back, everyone. They're very busy. See? Floor Director Tyler's already gone. He didn't even know when we were coming back from commercial.
Oh, what do we got to do?
What are we going to do? I mean, our executive producer's gone now. He's in the other room, not even paying attention to us. Anyway, let's say goodbye to our audience today. Kim, Ashley, Deanna, and Nancy. And Ashley, I'm going to end. I told you at the beginning of the show, Ashley likes Julie Andrews. I'll tell you my quick Julie Andrews story. I had the great honor to meet her. She was a show that she was in. She was producing at the Ordway. And she did kind of a meet and greet, a receiving line. And I brought my dear friend Kristen, who loves Julie Andrews. And I brought Kristen as my date. And Julie shook her hand. And no joke, Kristen did not wash her hands for about a month. She did not wash her hands.
Showered without it.
She showered without it, yeah. So don't touch, that's the Julie Andrews hand. Don't touch that hand, don't touch it. But yeah, she was great. So gracious,
kind.
Remembered our name when we saw her later. Like we saw her at a reception. Yeah, she remembered our name. That's, you know, so Julie Andrews. Mary Poppins remembered my name.
Oh.
Yeah, and remembered Kristen's name. That's all I cared about. I wanted Kristen to have a good night. So, hey, tomorrow on the show, want to go somewhere using credit card points? We're talking all things credit card points with Financial Wizard. Oh, we're doing a financial segment. What show is this?
Did you get new glasses for
I know, I don't know. Plus, I have a little surprise for Dax Holt.
And we're back.
You'll see that tomorrow. Right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, Kendall. Everyone else is gone. We're leaving too. Come on.